Hi, David. You right?
How you doing?
Right, mute. I'm just going to mute
Gary.
Gary, do you want to kick us off, please?
Yes, nice picture, Ben.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Not real.
David, thanks for your
Hi, Gary.
Hiya. Congratulations in order.
Sorry, Gary, I'm just missing you a little bit here.
Okay, I'll speak loud.
Phones are going off in this room here, and I think it's a schoolboy error, and probably constituting a fine somewhere. But, yeah. Sorry, Gary.
No, not at all. All I was saying, David, was thank you for your time and congratulations in order, I guess.
Well, I hope your congratulations are correct, but we don't want to be too quick and before it, because we've still got points to take. The maths tell you that the job isn't done yet, so until the maths tells us different, we've got to prepare and make sure that we're ready for the next game and try to take all 3 points if we can. How
do you get that message across to the players? Because there must be a sense of relief. You know, football miracles do happen, but that would be quite some miracle, wouldn't it? If you're not
Well, the fact is we've not changed. We know we've been training every day. We're preparing ourselves as we have been. We are trying to become a more consistent side, and we're trying to get better, not just because, we hope to stay up. We're trying to get better for the future as well. And every opportunity you have to do that, you've got to try and take. I think going to Old Trafford is always a great experience for MD. And I think we want the players to go there and play well and show what they can do.
And is it still, I know there's a bit of a gap in time now, David, but is it still that extra special for you, Old Trafford, personally?
I think Old Trafford's extra special for Andy. It's such a great place to go. But first and foremost, it's a wonderful club. It's a brilliant place to be. The biggest club in the world for me because of what it stands for. And, I'm looking forward to getting back. It's never an easy place to go. I don't think anybody would expect it to be an easy place to go and play. But we'll go up there and hopefully give it a right good go.
And Ole seems to be turning things around a little bit, getting the team to play the way he wants them to play.
Yeah, well, I think like Ole did probably a difficult start. I think the difference between Ole and me is Ole's been given time. But I have to say he's doing a really good job, and they're bringing in a lot of players in their academy, which Manchester United have always stood for. They've always had great values over the years of Manchester United, and one of the biggest ones was always trying to promote their own young players, and they've got some really exciting young players of their own now.
And I guess, going back to what we were talking about before, which is it's difficult, I guess, for the players not to believe that they are safe, despite the fact you're quite right that they're mathematically not, but for the integrity of the game as well, even if you were safe, for the likes of Bournemouth and Watford and Chelsea and Leicester, you need to go and win these next 2 games or try to.
That word integrity, I don't know how many times it's been used, and I questioned it a bit at the start, but I think you couldn't say that about many teams, certainly not about us. We've been on the ball from game one and expect us to be on the ball to the last game as well and try to win every game. Because, as I said, we want to get away from being a club who just win when we need to. We want to be a club who win all the time and get more regular wins under our belt. So that culture has to change at this club, and we have to show what we can do. We have to go out and play well.
And just finally from me, obviously, one thing that came out of your tremendous performance on Friday night was sad news of another managerial sacking. It looked like Nigel had done the job that he was asked to do, but clearly not enough.
Well, I was amazed that Watford had done what they'd done. I really am. I'm not at that club, so I can't tell you what's going on. But I believe if Watford had stayed up and have still got a great chance of staying up, I think Nigel Pearson could have easily been recommended for Manager of the Year when the position he took over at Watford. So I don't know what else was expected for them to do. He took over in a real difficult position. I think they were 6 points adrift at the time. To get them in a position with a chance of safety and do what he's done, I find that really hard and really tough on him. But again, I'm not behind the scenes at the club, so maybe there's other reasons for it.
Thanks, Gary. Damien?
Hi, David. It's Damien Johnson of PLP.
Hi, Damien.
Yeah, good, thanks. Just wondered, assuming you are safe, how excited are you at the prospect of perhaps rebuilding West Ham on and off the pitch more in your own image?
Yeah, I'm excited by that, but I'd love to think that the first part of your question was right and that we were completely safe. So, but if I take it as that, then I'm hoping that we can try and make a difference. But again, sometimes small steps are all you can take at different times, and sometimes everybody's looking for something which shows a massive difference. But you're right, we have to try and make a lot of changes here. I think most people are well aware of probably the changes I'm talking about, but I also think that some of those changes take time to be implemented and operate, and I hope we get the opportunity to do that. But time and management's the thing which is very hard to ask for, and it's very hard to get nowadays.
Thomas Souček has really caught the eye. Is there any news on whether he is definitely going to stick around?
Yeah, he was always sticking around, Damien. The only way he wasn't sticking around if for any reason we went down or we weren't here, there was a chance that he could go back. But we always had him in our plans that he would be with us, and he's a West Ham player. So the question doesn't need to be asked, he's a West Ham player. Simple as that.
Okay, thanks.
Moyes?
You sound better on mute, Moose.
Not my fault. Hi, David. Okay, I'm presuming you're staying up because it'll take a million goals for somebody else to not make that the case. Can I just talk about Thomas Souček as well? Nobody really knew who he was when he arrived at West Ham. Does that show the sort of scouting you're doing and looking forward to the summer? Can there be some targets that West Ham are going to get that maybe aren't always the obvious ones that big names at West Ham are linked with that never seem to work when they come to the club?
Yeah, well, I think that the important thing is that getting your recruitment right for any manager is really important. If you get your recruitment wrong, you tend to lose your job because you need them to work for you. I think the two boys we brought in January have made a big difference to us, but Thomas is beginning to blossom. And as I said, I was saying to somebody yesterday that to join the Premier League and make an impact so quickly is not easy. It takes time. We're still talking about some players just beginning to make impact in the Premier League who've been here for a while. But Thomas has certainly helped us, and without him, I'm not too sure it would have been definitely a Premier League club, which we've still got to be. But we're pleased, and are we going to try and look and bring up some other ones? Yeah, of course we will. But we're not daft to know that you don't always get them right. It's impossible for the managers to get all their signings correct. So, but I do feel that the more we can get correct, the better chance we'll have going forward.
But sometimes managers don't look to the Championship. You did with Jared Bowen. Obviously, Slaven Bilic did when he brought in Mikel Antonio. Sometimes there are some gems in the Championship that just get overlooked because it's the Championship. But you're obviously somebody that knows that particular league and knows players in this country as well.
Well, when I look back over my time, I look back to people like Leighton Baines and Phil Jagielka, Julian Lescott, Andy Johnston. I could go on and on, players Tim Cahill, who we picked up through the years now. You don't pick them up all the time. You have to try and get the ones that you think are good for your team. So there might be the odd year where there isn't one you want to sign. There might be the odd year you think there's two or three you would like to sign. But I do think that I used to always think that where do football players come from? And I think they either come from your academy, or you have to go and find them from the lower leagues. And I think it's really important that we don't forget the roots. And there's so many good young players and good players in the lower leagues as well. Given opportunities, I'm sure could do themselves justice. So yes, we do look, but we don't always take everything we go to see, and we don't always sign them.
One more from me. Second time in 3 or 4 years you've come in and saved this football club. You've done the job you were asked to do. This time round you're staying on. This time round you are going to get the chance to go and build, whereas last time you didn't. You must be delighted at that, at least.
I'm really pleased that I'm at a great club with great history and a club with an incredible fan base, which is starved of real level where they want to be at. But I want to give them a bit of realism as well and say, look, we have to build this and we have to get it better. and I want to do it in a way which is what I believe is the correct way, which is trying to build from the bottom, get good foundations in, get all the departments in the right direction, go in the right direction. So if we can get the chance to do that, I feel that we can start to build a really good West Ham. I don't think us going out and buying one or two top players from wherever it may be will be the solution, the answer to it. I think there's a longer programme. So what that entails is giving probably the manager or the club a bit of time to do it. I hope that's the way the club see it going forward.
Thank you. We'll start with the written now. Kieran?